while you're busy getting in shape for swimsuit season, are you forgetting about your furry little friend's fitness? Dr. Anke Langenbach is a veterinarian, and she is with Veterinary Surgical Centers and is here to give us tips on how we can get our dog back in shape this summer and not exhaust them in this heat, too. That should be, I think, the biggest concern these days, don't you think?
I think so. It's very hot outside and it's very humid. We live in Virginia, and so I think the DC metro area is very warm.
So let's start from the very beginning with dogs. How do we know if our pet is overweight?
For us as veterinarians, we assess and help you assess your pet. We look at body condition score. And that's a system that helps us tell if your pet is just right or whether your pet is a little bit too heavy or too skinny, which too skinny is hard for us. Most of our pets, we have issues, just like us, you know, New Year's resolutions, we have a hard time shedding those pounds in the springtime so that we are ready for the summertime. And the body condition score helps us by you looking at your pet and saying, okay, my pet should have a waist. When I feel my pet, I should be able to feel ribs. Underneath the skin, and that's a good body condition score.
You don't want them to be sort of like solid like an ottoman. I feel like I see a lot of like ottoman pets are just sort of solid.
Right, no, you don't want that. You really want to be able to feel ribs. You want to have a little waistline. There are differences between the breeds.
Sure.
A greyhound looks different than a bulldog. A Labrador looks different than a dachshund. But overall, the system is the same. We would like to have a pet that has a good body condition score so that they're fit enough to go for a jog with you, for a long run with you, a little walk, or maybe go out to the Shenandoahs and do a nice hike.
Because you want the animal to have a lifestyle as well. They shouldn't just be sitting in the home. So once we come in and we've assessed that the dog is unhealthy and maybe needs to shed some weight, what do you offer at the clinic?
At the clinic, we can do conditioning for your pet for you. We're all very busy, and sometimes we have a hard time going out there, especially in the summer heat, to exercise your dog. And so what we can do at the clinic, we can actually help you condition your pet. We have a rehabilitation department that helps for dogs to condition them for the summertime. We have underwater treadmills and land treadmills where the dogs walk, and we have exercise areas where they learn how to do certain parts of agility, where they walk better, and literally where they can shed some of those pounds.
And it's probably fun for them. I know if I brought my dog in and there was an underwater treadmill, he would be like, we went to Disney World.
Yes, lots of dogs love it. They come through the door and they literally push the door to the treadmill in because they want to get in there so that they can exercise against the water. They really love it. They get treats while they do it. They really enjoy it.
So once we get them back down to a good weight in the clinic, when we take them home, what kind of tips do you have and techniques do you have for owners to really get them back in that healthy mode?
I think be consistent. Don't be a weekend warrior. Spend a little bit of time every day, and preferably not in the summer heat, not in the middle of the day, but you know, in the morning or later in the evening when it's a little bit cooler, and exercise them each day.
And what about if we are exercising a lot? Let's say that we really pay attention to the health of our dog. I'm talking about my husband in this case. He always runs with the dog, but dog's getting a little bit older. What happens when we start to see a limp or a little bit of a wince here and there? What do we do then?
Try to notice if you can figure out if it's coming from the front or the back legs. Look and see if they have a head bob, which is what you would see if the front leg is limping, or if it's a hind leg, you see a little bit of a hip hike. And then if it's persistent, if it's just initially happening for the first time, turn your pet over, look at each paw, see if it's just a thorn or a little pebble. And if that's not it, and it keeps persisting, so that you notice it when you walk, you see that little bit of a hip hike or head bob, then I would bring it to your veterinarian and have him check it out.
So we should give them a little bit of a once-over, dig through those little areas on their paws and look if anything's stuck there, because it could be an easy fix then.
It could be easy. It could be a little cut, a thorn, and you will notice those things. If you see a drop of blood, you will notice that.
My dog had something called lab tail, which I thought was crazy, but it looked like his tail was broken. How do we protect them when they're swimming this summer?
Try to find a body of water that's not too dirty. That's good. And then don't have them too long in the water.
Okay. How long should they be in the water for?
If they haven't been in the water at all, just a couple minutes initially is enough. It's a lot of draining on, for them to
Right.
be in the water and swim. It's hard exercise for them, especially if they're not used to it. Some have a hard time with it, even a lab sometimes.
And where can people find out more information?
You can go on our website and then talk about it. We can talk about it there, or they can give us a call.
Great. Thank you so much for
You bet.
telling us how to keep our best friends healthy this summer, and get out there and enjoy yourselves.
Thanks.
More Let's Talk Live's coming up. Stick with us right here.